Hello and welcome back. This time I remembered that I need to press that. And the reason why I've been tabbing out a lot last episode and tabbed out this episode is because I keep accidentally hitting the back button on my controller because I'm not used to having buttons back there. Because I've only had this controller for less than a day. Let's see, I got this controller about 1 and it's now 11, so for 10 hours, and I haven't played all that much with it so far. All I've done has done 3 quests and 14, and that's it. I've done my tribal quests for 1 tribe. So, I'm still getting used to it. I don't know, I'm just checking because of my own paranoia that I might be stopping the recording. Then again, for all I know, the button I'm pressing on the back of my controller is the start recording button. Ah, glasses. If we could track down the author of the letters and convince them to rescind these statements, the stone body would have no choice but to withdraw their motion. But where would we even search? How about found a little paper trail? Go back to the dome. A brilliant plan, Edgar. By examining the letters that have been distributed throughout the Scholarite, we may very well find clues leading us to the culprit. It's settled then, let's return to the Scholarite and commence our search. Kind of reminds me of taking a break from my own save file for the most part. I only log in into my own personal save file to do my Beast Tribe quest until I get that Beastman tribe done, and then I start another one. Because I'm at the point where I only have 1 Beast Tribe after a Realm Reborn left to do. And after I get that done, I'll start doing a Realm Reborn. The reason why I'm not doing a Realm Reborn ones, why I'm doing the other ones, the Realm Reborn ones give you more quests as you go along. To the point where I did one recently, and I got done with one of them fully. It would go to the point where I had more Beast Tribe quests that I could accept from them than you're allowed to have, which is 12. So I'm just currently working on just the one that I'm working on, and then I'll go back to working on those. So yeah, so that's been a bit interesting. Oh, we don't get to read them? So it's just letters, whatever you're talking about. I've not received anything of that sort. Now you mentioned, however, I did observe some of the Sumerians tossing out crumpled slips of paper, but mayhap these are the letters you seek. Why did you pick them up? Yes, in fact, Cramrax and I have gathered letters all afternoon. Feast your eyes on this. One of the girls said that the letter you showed up, just showed up on her bed. As if out of nowhere. I returned to my quarters to check if I had received something similar, but there was nothing to be found. At first I thought it was a simple oversight, but after asking around I learned that there were more than a few others who, like me, had been overlooked. Oh, it's a little star ring. I'm not used to seeing rings. Oh, there's another one. Okay, Cramarax, what you saying? You got... Theo has already appraised me of the situation. Not that he needed to, not mind. It is for the very reason that I remain behind with Blissey. To investigate the origin of these nasty rumors flying about. It didn't take long for us to connect the rumors to the letters and coax one of the men to show us the documents that they have received. Good work, mutton chops. I investigate further, and behold, there are all the ones I've managed to collect in my search thus far. Under normal circumstances, the basis of infections panned here would hardly suffice to convince anyone. It would seem, however, years of harbored animosity have blinded people to their better judgment. Pandora. Pandora. She was scratching at the carpet by the front door. Well, at my door, not the front door. There's no carpet by the front door. But yeah, she's scratching at my door, and she knows that she's not supposed to. And she stops as soon as I turn on the light, and then she starts running as soon as she hears me grabbing the bottle. Oh my god, did you search for fruitful? A flimsy... Oh, she didn't have them on hand. A flimsy slip of paper with hastily penned accusations written upon it, alleging that Archibald de Dismal is responsible for Ula's kidnapping. Excellent. Let us take a closer look, see what we can discern. How curious. It would appear our corporate has gone through the trouble of writing and distributing 3 distinctively different versions of the letter. The first one reads as illustrated by the recent abduction that has taken place within these sacred halls. Archibald will stop at nothing to eliminate those who stand in his way. Such blatant disrespect of her teachings must not be tolerated. The second one says, it is one that think to disagree with the opinion of your fellow Samaritans. It is quite another to abuse one's influence, to have your ideological opponent removed. Ula, a firm believer of the teachings of Volume 11 of the article of Hellenic polity, and staunch advocate of equality, fell victim to treachery. The villain cannot go unpunished. And the last but not least, Ula's copy of the fulfillment was discovered in the prefect's room shortly after the girl's disappearance. This would then anything proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Archibald is guilty. Well, the film is the least offers an argument. It's a totally compelling one. Correct me if I'm not mistaken, but ain't that several copies of the records just sitting on our library shelves? Well, I can't speak to why Archibald would have one in the first place. The book found in his quarters could have been any one of those. Let's see, when you opened this book earlier, did she mention anything about Volume 11? I don't think anything of it at the time, but when Ula was recovered in the infirmary, she said that I retrieved her copy from her room. When I went to look for it, it wasn't there. Which would mean that the tome was removed unbeknownst to her. So it would seem. After all, she testifies that when the 2 thugs seized her at the marketplace, she had nothing on her person but a pocket of gil. Presumably the book was still in her quarters then. If it's based on, then the book had disappeared with Ula, but for someone else to sneak in the room and remove it after the fact. Why, it's as if the culprit intended to use it to frame Archibald. I best my lab skills are rights. And that's the reason none of us received the letter. We're the only ones who would be able to confirm with Ula that the book had been pilfered from her room. But who would go to such great lengths to frame Archibald? That's Theo. Oh, he's striving to help his fellow man. Even if that man is all that stands between him and the top of the glass, it's enough to leave a girl smitten, isn't it, Blessy? What are you talking about? I'm not smitten, I just admire him from his kind heart is all. Let's see, why did she dash off like that? Has she taken ill? Good man, I was picking up. I'll go and make sure she's okay. Oh dear, whatever it is, I hope she recovers quickly. In the meantime, we need to put our heads together if we hope to get out of this mess. Edgar, what do you think? Why would anyone go to such things? Okay, Archibald. But of course, none save the kidnapper, him, or herself, would have such a strong motive to conduct this convoluted plan, which raises the possibility that the kidnapper was not but a plot to have Roxanne expelled in the first place. In other words, if we can track down the person behind these letters, we'll have ourselves the culprit behind Ula's abduction. We must inform Inspector Beridian straight away. He already knows. He's currently conducting an investigation at the vaults, you say? Let us make our way there with all speed. But yeah, this is probably going to be the last episode I'll record tonight. I just wanted to record and try out the new controller. But the next time we record, there's going to be a bit more action. There's going to be hopefully less reading. But knowing how it is, probably not. Yeah, my head is itchy. That's him over there. They're just waving. Oh, let's see. What brings you all the way here? Do you have something to report? I see. Show me these letters. I shall determine if they are as suspicious as you insist. This is everything we've been able to find. Father goes out of his way to mention that Willow's copy of Volume 11 was found in Archibald's room. The fool, in his enfeebled plot to frame the prefect, he has only incriminated himself. I trust that you too have put the pieces together. You have proven able to associate. Indeed, it is from here, however, that the real work begins. Should at any time you begin to feel your power of concentration waver on your attention to detail slip, you need but to take this to do this. Take a deep breath, focus your eyes into the distance, and in that moment the solution will appear before you. Or with me, pass out because you just took a deep breath. The game is afoot, and if we intend to win the day, we must remain vigilant. Now let us get on that. As soon as I take a deep breath, my breathing gets worse. Quote, well, we began pursuing our man in earnest. Answer me this. Can any of you tell me where the ruler's copy of 11th currency is? The letter says found Dr. Dean's room. Though for all we know, that could be complete and utter bollocks. I guess you managed to keep your word to Lebecio. Very good. Allow me to learn the rest of you. The tomb is currently in my possession. Lebecio discovered it in Arcadian's room and turned it over to us in secret for fear it would fuel the ongoing rumors. Not knowing what you do, it is time to put your minds to the test. What do you surmise is the relationship between our talented writer friend and the thief that lifted the book from Ula's quarters? Accomplishes a sensible deduction. The planting of the book in quarters and the subsequent distribution of these letters were both carried out to a common end. Don't get the perfect in Ula's abduction and force his expulsion. It would stand to reason that the perpetrators are either working in tandem or in fact are one and the same. While that in itself does not reveal the identity of the culprit, it does lead us to our next question. Who would have been able to enter and exit Ola's room unnoticed? The perpetrator was able to move quickly and not draw attention to themselves in the act, leading me to believe our book snatcher had easy access to all rooms within the dormitory. How, you might ask? Keys. There are only 3 people currently possessing Father Sertio and the prefects Akabon and Lebecio. So one of them is the culprit, but which one could it be? I know it was Ogwen. Think about it, it explains why he's... No! But what sense has been said in the book is even committed? Then that leaves the Burst as the one who, or the person aside from the inspector, and Edgar who came into contact with the book. I'd say he's a prime suspect. Certainly he is suspicious, but what motive could he possibly have? If only there was a way we could have gleaned the truth. Edgar, I heard that you possess a great gift, one which you employ to reveal long hidden truths about other nations, our nation. Might you be able to use this power to shine light on the matter? It is not yours to control. I guess that means we'll need to rely on our own wits to obtain the answers we seek. Fortunately, I have an idea of my own, but I'll need your help to see it through. Well then, Theo, let us put this idea of yours into action. Last I heard, Akban and Lebesil has taken refuge in Dozel Manor. Let's make our way there post-haste. I'll leave it to you to see that the bubbling of those 3 do not interfere with the final stage of my investigations of the vaults. But do not tarry long, with Father Smith throwing his full support behind the petition. Akban has but a few bills before his name is permanently struck from the registry. I shall do what I can to see the proceedings are delayed, but I cannot guarantee to buy us all the time we need. Godspeed, Edgar. I'll see you at the hearing. He did do it. Motherfucker, we just figured out he did it. The only logical addition is that Father and the butler did it, because the butler always does it. But since the butler's been attached to him by the hip, that only leaves the father to do the paperwork. I think that makes sense. Ah, fuck it. I can't remember what the fuck's going on anymore. I barely remember anything that's going on in this game anymore. As you can see, discussion point matters at the moment. If you have something to report, verbiage on later. One of the things about it is I hope he took this into account. again. I want to take this contract. Sitting down. Look, they're at it again. What do we do? What are we to do? They're like an abusive married couple. Finding signs of anything you managed to dig up can help me now. The area is about to begin. My fate is good as sealed. There is still time, Activate. Earlier you pledged your innocence to us. Let us pledge it once more at the hearing. Before one and all, let the truth speak for itself. The truth, you expose those fools to see the truth when this evidence to the country staring them in the face. How do you think this plan your pea-sized minds comprehend will succeed where all Lebesur's best attempts have failed? We will succeed, Accident, for it is not just I that stands with you, but the hero who brought the light to truth behind our very nation. Yes, there is nothing that he cannot see. Surely you understand the implications of this, don't you, Lebesur? Edgar has the ability to peer into events of the past, indeed. It was through his visions that Ishgar's true origins were brought to light. You need say no more. He has already used his vaunted powers to say that it was I the one behind it all. Yes, I was the one that kidnapped Ula. It was I that snuck into her room and stole Volume 11. It was I that distributed the letters. Also that I might implicate Artrium Bidian. The reason why I don't think he was the one, he probably distributed the letters, but he did not write them. Because, put simply, everybody would recognize his handwriting. Or at least one of the teachers would. Because most likely one of the teachers would have gotten it. So, most likely it wouldn't have been him who wrote the letters. He probably was the one who distributed them, though. And secondly, we know that first part's a lie. He didn't kidnap Ula. The two were paid to kidnap Ula. So... how satisfying it is to finally be able to say it aloud. For so long I have had a plot of my revenge in silence, and masked my hatred of you with hollow praise and bashful smiles. Yo, what madness is that you speak? You truly are oblivious, only you. Allow me to enlighten you. After all the transgressions your family had committed against mine, did you truly think I would remain loyal to you? For centuries your house has humiliated us. It was something we'd come to accept. But when the wall between the nobility and the common class came tumbling down, we were met with the most harrowing truth of all, that all our suffering has been for naught. Everything we grew up believing about our status was fabricated. Tall tales spun to keep us complacent. In reality, you're no better than the two broom rats beside you. You never were. It was a terrible realization, but one that also gave me hope. Hope that you could be taken down just as any other. That's when I began plotting. Ula's abduction, the letters, the rumors, they spurred all what part of my master plan to bring shame and dishonor on you and your family, as you have mine. I have staked everything, yes, even my very freedom, but it was worth it to give you a taste of your pain. What's more, I bribed the two kidnappers into abducting Ula with money from your purse, and having entrusted the management of your finances to me, you never suspected a thing. See, I can only imagine the pain you have endured, but to seek revenge in this way, nevertheless, I thank you for confessing your crimes. Now we can absolve us of the false charges brought against him. Wait a minute. You mean you didn't actually see into the past? You deceived me. If you recall, Theo never explicitly said that Edgar had a vision of what happened to him. He merely observed that he possessed such an ability. Truth be told, it's not even a power that can be controlled at will. Now then, Arcavidian, I suppose that's all the proof of innocence you'll need. Let's escort Lebesil to the hearing and have him repeat his most dramatic confession before the head's mistress. Oh, wait a minute, he still controls his finances. He can just buy his bail. I never saw the hatred, I mean. How could I be so blind? We've been friends from childhood. I never for a moment did I question his loyalty. What a fool I was. However, did I think I could stand at the forefront of our nation when I was so oblivious to what was happening under my very nose? Pray do not torture yourself so. Rather, open your heart and allow Alon's wisdom to set you free. Once you come to see Levelin not only as your friend, but as your peer, I promise that both of you will find a way to mend any bond that may have been broken. Of the Fury's love will all men receive, and balanced by the spear will all be set free. You truly believe these words, don't you? You cling to them even while reality does its all it could to prove you wrong. I suppose it's that unwavering faith that your friends find so endearing. Now then, it is time for me to put my faith to the test and face my fate head on. May the Fury have mercy. So what? What are we waiting for? We've a hearing to attend. I'll meet you there. That is something I must confirm with the inspector first. Edgar, I cannot shake the feeling that the affair runs deeper than any of us could have imagined. If you would please accompany Arcavidian to his hearing and see that nothing goes awry in my absence. Which way are we going again? Oh, we go that way. Wait a minute. Alright, that was Inspector Glasses. I was supposed to say, when did I get an item? You only got it about 10 minutes ago. My mind don't work, Cole. We're here to suplex a man. I must say, Master, I'm extremely disappointed that anyone like this a student of our understand upstanding establishment will commit such atrocities. I am truly at a loss for words. This is it's an seeing us understanding of these conceptions of the English language as well as been put considered meaningless how he himself commit. That's not us to condemn a man who may well be innocent. We must also keep in mind that this incident will have repercussions of extreme beyond the surface. This respect of our church has never been so high. If it was as well, either one of our physics, both of whom have sung cast a house there, these others and you already our friends still has in your decision. So then I will presume in non-discipline. We will make a full discover of the scandal of the public.
Together with an announcement that that would be something close if that family was for fall with recognition of the school in its curriculum.
And there it is, the confession I'd been waiting for! Confession, masturbate and explain yourself. From the start, I had my suspicion that someone was pulling strings behind the scenes. Someone who had secured a high enough position within the clergy to manipulate the students in the system. I brought through records, closely examining any who fit this description. It was no easy task, but I finally found what I was searching for, and combined with the confession that was obtained from Levelin, I was able to uncover the true culprits. I speak of you, Saturnius, and I do not call you father, for you are no priest. Documents admitting you into a current position were all forged. You manipulated Levelin into carrying out what you could not. You stirred up discord among the students and fomented the people's distrust of the clergy in the hopes of creating an even greater rift between the people of Ishgard and the clergy, all in the hope of seeing the Solstrate's closed down once and for all. But I don't understand, why would Father Saturnius seek to ruin the ruin of the sorcerites? The answer is that which lies in its past. Over a decade ago, Saturnius graduated top of his class and was welcomed into the ranks of the Holy See. It was there he had assigned to work as an expunger. An expunger? What are you talking about? And oh my, yes, summon the Holy See. I've never heard of such a post.
Yet the demons are fighting as they had. How holy body of the Holy, a sector that is comprised of a few philosophical individuals, is perhaps a escape of Ishgard's many secrets. Its existence is known only to a handful of people besides the Archbishop himself. I didn't invest in that religion. It was saying the reputation is well deserved, so if I correct you on one account, I am no expander, but rather one that is the so-called watchman, consigned to guard them. That is, we study the third and the fifth. Both expander and watchman alike was struck from official records and confined to the bells of the Holy See, and believe that the lives in the center of the pale husks of the men and women we could have been, all so that someday we might fulfill one task. The written records were deemed to dangerous expenders or serve as living documents, only passing down our nation's greatest secret. Then the time came for the auspicious successor to send the phone. We would briefly emerge from our isolation and pass from our mouths to their ears. All we know is Ishgard before sinking back into obscurity. Of course, no hope by now no woman would be convinced of the fate. No, this is definitely reserved for commoners, all sins of no ties to the world above.
So is that true? And came to light the other night. A men and women forced to sacrifice their own lives that our nation's darkest secrets might be preserved forever unbeknownst to other people. I could scarcely believe my ears. Father Saturnius, the friend you spoke of?
Yes, he was an expander. Such anger did his cousin that he chose death over that luscious excuse for life. And while a new era is upon us, one that does not condemn the innocent to a life of despair for the sake of one man, it does not undo the injustice of 1,000 years. It was to let the wrongs of the past escape that foul tension and made my way back to the place where it all began. This twisted institution, the place responsible for filling the bright futures of young orphans, needs to be closed down for good.
Father Santonius, your actions are heinous, and I can in no way condone them. That said, if there is truth in that you say, perhaps it would be best for us all to suspend our lessons until we can reach a consensus of how we might proceed. Bitterness, would not chasing down the Solarite be akin to evading our responsibilities as men and women of the clergy? It is our duty to speak the truth, not bury it. For too long the people have been fed naught but lies. It is time we took the initiative and gave them reason to put their faith in us once more. I must agree with you, Mist. As I learned firsthand, we must take care never to abuse our power and privilege, lest we hurt the people closest to us. To keep silent would be to repeat the mistakes of our past. The only way we can move forward is to take responsibility for all actions, and make an honest effort to reach out to those who we have wronged. While we may never receive forgiveness, at least we can attempt to atone for any anguish we may have caused those that did not deserve it. It is true that all men are born equal, as I have heard so many in this room preach time and time again, that then all are entitled to know the truth. Let us lead by example and freely share what we have learned here today. I cannot pretend to understand your ordeal or soothe the fury that has taken hold in your heart. I can promise you one thing. I swear on Father Koshno's copy of the Parables of Saint Dauphin that not you nor any of those who shared your life will ever again be forgotten. Puts his hand on it, just crumbles to ash.
Very, very well. Now is it?
I guess he's taking it home with him.
I take this now in the name of the Holy Inquisition.
Thus was all laid before the public. The atrocities expunged by the expunging watchmen alike, along with the hands of the souls in the Holy See of the fuck. So the new path was forged that day. On me, when we renewed faith in the church and its teachings for the citizens, we can learn in all men are equal, not only but also in the eye by one another. Oh, this one goes long enough for me to read.
I take this book in the name of the Holy Inquisition. The Holy See Inquisition.
I believe just one more. Oh, I guess this will be the last. It's rather this is going to be the last for this one more quest. Edgar, thank you for restoring the peace to the souls, alright. You have reminded us that there is a world beyond these doors that relies as much upon us as we do them. You have opened our eyes and shown us that destiny is but the choices we make. If we are strong and persevere, I have no doubts we can rebuild the Sorcerite and regain the people's trust. Edgar, now that your work here is done, I suppose the time for farewells is upon us. Will you be departing your guard immediately? If it's sad to say farewell, But let's send you and the investigator off in style. Edgar's gonna be in Ishgard still for another day or two. Depends when the next time I record is. That is my trusted associate. I feared I might not be able to bid you a proper farewell before I left. On behalf of my uncle, allow me to thank you for all your hard work. There's still so much fighting and bickering going on. Can't you stay with us for just a bit longer? There are many pressing mysteries that demand my attention. Not to mention a certain young lady in Uldar who awaits my return. Oh, another client of yours, I take it? There, if your head's screwed on backwards, he's talking about his. Tactless fools, the both of you, but I suppose you're nothing if not sincere. Eh, Theo? Well, I'll admit that naivety is one of your more endearing traits. Combined with the blunderings of the idiots beside you, it's like it's not to bring the Silverate to ruin. That's why you'll need someone with extensive knowledge of the affairs of Ishgard and the proper connections to actually bring about the change you seek. Someone like me. What about him? Those words of a man looking to steal his way into our dear Theo's heart. Let's see. Hey, seems you got competition. Because, I mean, we got Blessy and Cramrax over here, thinking Cramrax doesn't have a house anymore. They got Blessy. If I take you all, call me what you will, but Theo would never replace me with someone, much less a conniving snake like Archibald. How refreshing it is to hear such playful banter amongst my friends. It would seem our worries are finally behind us. Before we celebrate our letters, one last thing. Firstly, I'd like to thank you for your support. Were it not for your meticulous notes and sharp eyes, Rula would still be missing. What the fuck are you looking at, Poindexter? Edgar and Spectre, words are not enough to express our gratitude. It was only because of you that we were able to unmask the perpetrators and restore peace to our school. Just as Father Kashino brought you to us in Gorgon's Mills, I cannot help but feel alone guided you to us in our time of need. We hope to one day repay the kindness you have shown us by rebuilding the Socialite. When you visit, we hope she will have retaken her place as the nation's top establishment of higher learning, and once again serve to light the people's way back to the halls of Halone. Our fellow nation has seen her share of tragedy and turmoil, but I take heart in knowing that there are those such as yourself to watch over her and see that she does not stray from her course until we meet again. There he let's see. Gods of Eld, Board of Geese, Dark Spectre, Skybirds. Yeah. Anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode. In the next, there's going to be quite a bit more action. There's probably going to still be quite a bit of dialogue. But I'm going to do a quest set that is going to be a bit more actiony, so we could take a break from all the reading. And then after that, we'll get to another quest line with a lot of reading. And then after that, we'll probably get back to the main story. But yeah. This has taken a long time for me to record and do all this. Because with the controller breaking, and then, let's see, was what? The Zavari Paradox came out. Then the Relics of the Old Gods came out, and then my controller broke. So I had to do skip nuts. Which got me to decide that I'll just I'll do a playthrough after each of the credit sequences. Anyway, that's the end. I'll see you to the next.